Great. Wonderful. Pilar, would you mind letting me know what grade your student is in? Wonderful. Okay. So thank you both again for joining me tonight. Feel free throughout tonight's session to interrupt me with any questions you have. I'm going to give you permission to use your mic if that's easier to use for you than typing in the chat box. But otherwise, you can type any questions you have in the chat box. And we'll go over setting up your student's school year. At this point in your enrollment, at the very beginning, you should know that Keystone provides a self-paced and independent learning environment for your student and your family. But what does that mean? That means the only due date your student is provided is their 1-year due date from their date of enrollment. So if you enrolled your student today on August 23rd, 2023, then they have 1 year from now to complete their courses. So until August 23rd, 2024. Your student can complete their assignments however suits you throughout that 12-month timeline. Your student has access to their Keystone courses 24/7. They can complete them whenever works best for you and your family. If your student is an early riser, they can finish their courses first thing in the morning. Maybe they prefer to wait until you are home from work to complete their assignments then. That's okay too. Maybe you want your student to work shorter hours a day, but more days a week. You can do that as well. They can work any time that works for you and your family, but they need to work. Your student is able to work through their courses not only at what time that works best for you, but also in a manner that works best for them. They can complete one course at a time or all of them. It's up to you and your student. We'll talk about this a bit more in a little bit. Keystone provides you and your student the freedom to live while learning, but also puts a lot of responsibility on your student and on you as well. It is important that your student has a support person and an accountability partner to help them through their work in this independent, self-paced learning environment, helping them to reach their goals. An accountability partner is an adult, like a parent, guardian, aunt, uncle, older cousin, sibling, tutor, you, someone who is there to help your student with their work throughout their schooling and help them, as it says in the name, hold them accountable to their goals. Basically, they make sure your student is doing what they need to do when they need to do it and help them if they are struggling. This is the role that you will fill in your student's education at Keystone. We're here to help you, but support persons and accountability partners are the first line of defense in helping a student. Make sure to take the time to listen to your students' concerns with content and reach out for support as needed for your students' needs. Setting up your students' school space before they begin their courses is very important. Their school space needs to work for you and your students' individual needs, but overall should have the following qualities. It needs to be a place your student can focus. Some people focus better in complete silence, and some need noise and movement around them. So you want to choose a space that works best for your student. How they focus might be different from how you focus, and that's okay. You just need a space that works best for them. They need to have somewhere to store their school supplies when they're not working. Whether that's a desk, a bookshelf, or a bag that they can move around, it doesn't matter. But they need to be able to find their school supplies when they need them. It needs to be a well lit location. Being able to see their work is a very good thing. It should not be in their bed. You may need to have a school space in your student's bedroom based on your living situation, but they should never complete schoolwork in their physical bed. You want to keep their schooling and their sleeping separate. So on the screen, you'll see some examples of different school spaces, some good, some bad, and some good and bad depending on the individual student. In the chat box, or if you prefer to turn your mic on, let me know where your student plans to do their schoolwork or where they've already started doing their schoolwork.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, my son, he normally does his. We in like the dining room area,
Mhm.
so because we nobody really uses it.
Or like an extra room with a table. That's perfect. Does that seem to work well for him?
Yeah, it does.
Good, great. That's a great spot and a location a lot of families end up using. I mean, a lot of houses have dining rooms, and I think a minimal amount of families use them regularly for dining and things. So it's a great little area to have for schooling. Um, Something for everyone to keep in mind. You know, while your student might use one location the majority of the time, switching up where they do their schoolwork is not a bad thing at all. So if you find your students losing motivation or having trouble focus, switch up where they're doing schooling. Maybe for a day you take a field trip to the library and they work there, or for a couple hours you go to, your local coffee shop and they work from there. Or if it's really nice outside, they go work out in the backyard for a little bit. That's okay. Sometimes just that change of pace and the different location can really help to refocus and reset that motivation rather than, being stuck in the same spot every day all day. I know I get that way working from home at my desk, even, as an adult. So, moving around, moving even just to, I have an office desk set up, but moving to the dining room table instead of at my desk, it completely changes your mindset. Or sitting outside for an hour to work. So keep in mind that while you need to have a school space where your student can do their work and things, it doesn't necessarily need to be the exact same place every single day. And it's okay to switch it up and move around. Now you'll see this girl down here in the bottom right, she has like a meh face, right? Her school spot isn't the worst, it's not the best, right? So if your student needed to switch it up, they're having trouble sitting still in a chair for the day or for the afternoon, going and sitting on the floor, even in their bedroom or their playroom, is okay. um Obviously, we don't want this girl doing this every single day. That's bad for her posture. She's not going to be able to take good notes. She'll probably get distracted. But it's a good spot, if you just need to switch it up, which is why it's a meh face and not a frowny face. The only frowny face we gave to these pictures is the one where the kid is literally falling asleep on his laptop in bed. If your student's doing their schoolwork in bed, they're going to end up looking like this eventually, right? So that's why we don't recommend your students work on their schooling in bed, and we highly recommend against it. It is where you sleep, so your brain is going to, turn on that function that's where I should be sleeping. So I'm not going to focus on my schoolwork. Even if you think you are focusing, your brain subconsciously is going to, drift off and start going to that slumber land. So finding different areas to work is really good. And if your student needs a little bit of noise while they're working, working in a dining room where there's people around in the kitchen and stuff is a really good spot. Or, at the kitchen table or in the living room on the couch is really good. But if they need quiet, and there's not a quiet area necessarily for them to go in the house when others are home to work, getting headphones for them to wear is a good option as well. Do you have any questions on school spaces or anything we've gone over so far?
No.
Great. Pilar, do you have any questions? Okay, we'll go ahead and keep going. Now you have your student and their school space ready and decided on, but what are they going to do each day with that school space? That's where their daily routine comes into place. You and your student get to decide what their day looks like, but they need a routine to follow. Some students have routines that can stay the same the majority of the school year, but others have schedules that change often. Maybe every week is a different schedule or even every day. Whichever you and your student need to follow is fine, but you need to set daily expectations for your student to help hold them accountable and to give their brain and their body an idea of what it needs to do each day. When it comes to their schooling, there are three main types of daily routine schedules that work best. First, every course every day. This means if your student is in math, science, social studies, language arts, and an elective, they work on all five of them every day, or whatever course breakdown that they're enrolled in. They do each and every one of their courses every day. This is good if your student gets bored focusing on one thing for long periods of time because it provides them a lot of variety throughout their day. It is an organized and familiar schedule, as this is how most brick and mortar schools are set up. But it can be too much changing and hard to focus depending on how many courses your student has to get through each day. So if you're trying to complete your courses in a typical school year time frame, that would be working about an hour a day, 5 days a week. So 5 hours a week. If you're enrolled in 5 courses, that would be working 5 hours a day. So an hour a day on each class. For some students, switching every hour to another course is too much switching. They just start getting in the groove with a course, and then you have to switch your mindset to something else. For some students, that's just the right amount of time because they start to get bored at that time frame. So whatever works for your student is fine, but these are the options. Another option is block scheduling, and this is when your student completes certain courses on certain days of the week, rotating between the courses. So they may do math, science, and elective on Mondays and Wednesdays, and language arts and social studies on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Block scheduling allows variety throughout their day, but it doesn't overwhelm them with the number of courses being worked on each day. This might be difficult and confusing for some students to only work on courses 2 to 3 days a week and have a longer period of time between working on a subject. In addition, for some students, this is still too much change and variety throughout the day to be able to focus fully. My favorite kind of block scheduling is setting up a schedule that doesn't include Fridays as a scheduled day. Some people like to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday as a scheduled day. So in my favorite kind, they would work Monday and Wednesday on on their subject group, and then Tuesday and Thursday on the other subject groups. And then Friday, they can either work ahead, get an extra day off, or finish any work they didn't finish through Monday through Friday. It's a great motivator throughout the week to help your students stay focused and productive, and to know that if they can complete all their work Monday through Thursday, they can have a long weekend, or they can work ahead and complete their courses even sooner. The last daily routine course option is working on one course per day of the week. So this would be if your student did math on Monday, science on Tuesday, language arts on Wednesday, social studies on Thursday, and an elective on Friday. Students who like to focus on one thing at a time really like this, as they are completing all their work for the week for that subject in one day. For many, this can be boring to focus on one subject, and it can be overwhelming to think about completing a large portion of a course in one chunk of time. So which daily routine schedule do you think you and your student might pick, or which schedule are you using and do you think it works best for them?
We're currently doing the block schedule.
Yeah, do you think that works well?
I do because it allows him to focus on one subject for kind of, a longer period of time instead of
Mhm.
it being like just 45 minutes or something
Yep.
like that.
Uh-huh.
And so, therefore, I think he's able to retain more information because
Mhm.
it's not like him stopping in the middle of a
Yep.
lesson and trying to go
Mhm.
to another subject.
Yeah, I agree. Personally, if I was a student or I had a student at Keystone, I would encourage block scheduling. I know there are students it doesn't work for. It's too long to focus on one thing. But for many, it's the best route to go. Pilar, one course per day. Do you think that is working well for your student? Great. Awesome. Some students really like that, how they can really get in the groove for a long period of time on a course. And really, they can see a lot get done, right? So when they're spending a whole school day, 5 hours or however long they spend on school each day on one class, they can really get through multiple assignments and check that list off quite quickly. So that can be motivating for some students. I'm glad he's enjoying it. So once you decide what your daily routine course schedule looks like for you and your students, then you want to have a daily schedule. Again, this might be different for your student every month, every week, or even every day, and that's okay, but you want them to write out what their schedule is going to be. It's best for them to post it in their school space as well as in a public space, like on the fridge, maybe on that dining room table, somewhere in your home, so you can help to keep track of them as well, and the others in your home know, at 10:40, my student's going to be working on math. So if I walk in the room, they should be doing some math work, right? Remember, you want your student to take at least a 10-minute break every hour. Some students do better with a 5 to 10-minute break every 30 to 45 minutes, but at a minimum, they need to take a 10-minute break every hour away from the computer. During these breaks, you want to make sure that they're getting up and being active to help reset their brain and stretch their muscles. This can be hard to remember to do, especially once you're getting in the groove and if you're doing a block scheduling or one course for the whole day, because you really get, focused on what you're doing. So having a routine and a hourly schedule written out like this can be a good reminder, or, in an app on your phone that, send you a reminder when it's time to take a break, to help your student to get up and move around. One, so they're getting some physical exercise, and two, so they can let their brain rest and reset. And that will help prevent burnout throughout the school year. Now that you and your student have a daily routine planned out, it's time to figure out what they're going to be doing during those scheduled work times each day. This will help to provide your student goals during their day and help you to know if they're on track to complete by their goal end date or their 1-year due date provided by Keystone. There are different tools you can use to create a schedule at Keystone. You can use the assessment pacer that's in your support application and in the student application to create a weekly schedule based on your student's start and end dates that works best for you and your family. You can use the pacing guide in your students' middle school and high school courses to give them a daily schedule of what work and assignments to complete. Or you can create your own schedule. Remember, Keystone allows your student to work how works best for them. So you can use the assessment pacer, the pacing guide, or whatever you would like to help you create a schedule that is suitable for your students and your family's needs. The Keystone Student Success Advisors, we are here to help you and your student at any time. So do not hesitate to reach out if you need any assistance creating a plan for course completion or a schedule that works for your student. Keystone has a lot of resources for you as a support person and for your student to use while you're a part of the Keystone family. So let's check them out. First is our Strong Start program. All Keystone students, both new and returning in all grade levels, kindergarten through 12th grade, are automatically enrolled in the Keystone Strong Start program with our Student Success Advisors. During your enrollment, you and your student will receive tips, tricks, and check-ins from the Student Success Advisors as part of our Strong Start program. This is information that is meant to help you and your student best transition to the independent learning environment at Keystone, provide you both with online learning resources, and make sure your student is on track to complete by their 1-year due date. This information is sent to the email that we have on file for you and your student and any other support person that you have listed on file. So make sure you have provided the correct information to us. You can always update your contact information by reaching out to our student support representatives. Remember, you can have as many support persons listed on your student's account as you need. So anyone who you would like to be kept on top of your student's education and their progress and to be provided these resources, reach out to our student support representatives at the 1-800 number and they can get them added to their account for you. You can also utilize our Keystone Support application, which is found on our website, keystoneschoolonline.com. The email you have on file is what you will use as your username to log in. The first time that you log in to the support application, you will need to set up your password by clicking this password reset button down here, and then you'll get a link in your email to set up your password. After you've done this, make sure you write down your login information, as Keystone will not be able to provide it to you, and you would need to reset the password again if it's lost. The support application gives you a virtually live, up-to-date view of your student's progress. There's only an approximated 24-hour delay from the time your student receives a new grade on an assignment before it will appear in the support application. In the support application, you can view all the courses your student has ever taken at Keystone, if they were withdrawn or completed, if a course is on hold, and who to reach out to for assistance if it is. You can see their grades, their progress, their assessment pacer for each course. You can pay your bill, purchase extensions, request transcripts, and more. There's a lot you can do in there. And if you have multiple students that are attending Keystone at any time, as long as you have the same email address listed for their support person, you will be able to access them all within one account. For step-by-step instructions on creating your account and navigating the support application, you can visit the Live While Learning Collective. I put the link to that in the chat box for you. And our Live While Learning Collective is a location that hosts all of our resources for parents, support persons, accountability partners, students, and more. You can find our podcast, Keystone Unplugged, learn about Keystone's clubs, read our blog articles and school-wide announcements, and check out our Keystone School events calendar to help your student get involved in extracurriculars at Keystone. Again, I put the link to that in the chat box, so you can go ahead and open that up and bookmark it to visit in the future. Keystone Unplugged is our very own Keystone podcast. We have episodes on just about every topic you can think of when it comes to online learning and education from both our school leaders and our students. You can check it out on the Live While Learning Collective and on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Be sure to subscribe and listen bi-weekly to the new episodes that premiere. We'll also let you know in our Monday morning message we send out with our Live While Learning Collective information when there's a new podcast that's launched and what it's about. If you go to the Live While Learning Collective, you can see here, you can also listen to all of the previous episodes that we've done over the years as well. Our most recent episode came out, I believe it was last week, and it was from our head of school, Erica Roan. She did a welcome to school and info on, getting started at Keystone. So I definitely recommend checking that one out. Oops, there we go. Oh, I am going the wrong way. Sorry, guys. There we go. Just because your student is learning online doesn't mean there aren't things to get involved in. You can check out our Keystone events calendar on the Live While Learning Collective to stay up to date on all things Keystone and have your students sign up to attend events that sound interesting to them. From our club meetings, social hours, department open office hours, or our fun school-wide events, we host a variety of events every single month, so don't miss out. And don't forget, we host a support person event just like this once a month as well, on a different topic each month. So don't miss out on the next one. You can always find those on the Keystone School events calendar in the Live While Learning Collective. Keystone is very active on social media, and we would love for you to connect with us. You can join us on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the Live While Learning Collective website, Facebook, and in our private Facebook groups that are only available to enrolled Keystone students and families. We post online learning tips and tricks, fun trivia and information, announcements, chances to enter to win gift cards, and more. So we encourage you to sign up, I guess not sign up, but follow us and join us on social media on whatever platforms you utilize and connect with us there. There are a lot of people here at Keystone to help you and your student. You just need to reach out and ask. The Keystone Student Success Advisors are here to help with getting started, organization, motivation, navigation, communication, and any other general questions you might have. You and your student may email the SSAs at any time to schedule you can email us anytime. You can also schedule a one-on-one to chat in a guaranteed 30-minute time slot through the calendar in your support application or in your student application. Or you can join us in our open office hours, which we call Q&A with the SSAs, in a room just like this. It's actually this exact room. So you can join us with your student every Tuesday between 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's open office drop-in hours. So you can drop in anytime between there and we can help answer your questions. Or just chat if you'd like. Keystone has certified teachers that are here to help you and your student with their course content and assignment related questions whenever they might need. Their contact information is located within your students' courses. For middle school and high school core subjects, so that's math, science, social studies, and language arts, you and your student may reach out to the Keystone Teacher link. They're available Monday through Friday during regular business hours via phone, email, or online chat room with a maximum 90-minute response time. For middle school and high school electives, advanced placement courses, world languages, and any of the more advanced or very specific courses that we have, your student will reach out to their course teacher. Their contact information, again, is located in your student's course, and they will respond within 24 hours, either via phone or email. And then we don't have any elementary families with us tonight, but for those, you have your grade level support teacher, which you can reach out to via email, phone, or chat, and they'll respond within 24 hours with assistance for you as well. So basically, if your student needs to contact their teacher, they have a question on course content or their assignment, right in their courses will be the contact information, whether they'll be reaching out to the Keystone Teacher link or their course teacher. The Keystone School Counselors are here to help you and your student via email, either through scheduled one-on-one 30-minute meeting times or during their open office hours, which happen on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. They can help with transfer credit questions, whether you're transferring credits to Keystone or from Keystone, course selection, college and career planning, goal setting, mental health assistance, and dual enrollment assistance for high school students. Again, all of these office hours are listed on our events calendar as well. So if you ever forget what day or time or how to join them, just visit the Live Well Learning Collective for the events calendar. And last but certainly not least, our student support team is here to help you. The student support representatives are available via phone and email Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. They can assist with enrollments, course transfers, account information, payments, or any general questions that you might have. Our technical assistance representatives are available 24/7 to help with trouble with course content, student and support application needs, and any other technical troubleshooting related to your students' online learning at Keystone. Make sure, if you call our technical assistance representatives, your student has their computer on and ready to go when you're reaching out to them for assistance, because they're going to try to help you live. So, the famous question, are you ready to help your student get started now? That's all the talking I'm going to do for tonight. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat or through your mic, whichever you prefer, and I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great school year and reach out whenever you need.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. You both have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.